welcome back to Lessons Learned. I'm Sherry, and this is Finish It Friday, where you see what I've finished this week and what you've finished. As for myself, I did my layer cake lemonade quilt top. This is made from a layer cake that has a larger concentration of dark and light, not much medium, and therefore you're able to use almost the entire layer cake. I think I had 4 squares left over, and then I had some cutoffs from this row. It's very simple. You should definitely download this pattern from Fat Quarter Shop. It's a free pattern, and all you do is make these 10-inch squares into strips of 5. You have 4 of those, and then strips of 6. Cut them in half lengthwise, and then cut off the ends to make it match this row. Very, very simple. This is a Liberty botanical fabric that I had as a layer cake, and it just made up really fast. So really cool stash buster that I announced on Monday for this week. So if you haven't done that yet, get one of those layer cakes down and break it open. Do one of these. Very cute. It's 48 by 61. You can also add borders to make it bigger if you want to. And then I also did the Block Wednesday, Pat Sloan's Block Wednesday. That is this block right here, and this was the first block. So we've got 7 more blocks to do, and each week it's a mystery. So pattern comes out on Wednesdays. You download it, print it if you want, and then make the block. So I really tried to kind of fussy cut my dark fabric there, and also you're supposed to use the light where I have dark and vice versa, but I chose to do it this way because I wanted to get these big flowers on here. So I like that. This fabric line is called Elegance by Corrine Wells for Riley Blake. And then this is my block for from the So Yes subscription box from the Riley Blake solids that we're doing each month. And by the end of this year, we will have 12 blocks done. So I got that one finished. It had come in the mail. And then I have yet to do pressed flowers. I have the pattern for that now. And if you ever want a pressed flowers pattern, just go over to Fat Quarter Shop and you can download those for a small fee. I did 2 more. Actually, I did 3 more notebook covers. I did these 2, and then I did another one that I've already sent off as a gift. It's a butterfly themed blue-green combination. If you go on the Facebook group, you might be able to scroll back on the post and see that. I didn't take a picture of that. Yeah, I did take a picture, but just go on Facebook and find it. And then also Stash Buster number 2 or 3 was the 5-inch charm pack. Get a charm pack and another solid fabric or complementary fabric. I had done this one, and then this one I did this week as well. I had it cut out last week, I think, but this is called Sincerely Yours by Sherry and Chelsea. And then I just cut out from my stash some of this dark peach. It has a little white design to it. You can barely see it. I don't know if you can see that, but that's in between all the blocks. So I made that. So I feel like I've done a lot of stash busting stuff this week. That was what I was aiming to do because I was a little behind on that. I did not get to a pillowcase yet this week. Or last week, I don't think. So I'm behind on those, but we can continue to work on the stash busting from now on. So just keep those ideas in your mind, and when your fabric gets to piling up on you, do some of those things. Wednesday's video. Did you catch Wednesday's video? This is the Monami panel, and I did some interesting borders on here and also showed you a cool way to mimic a mitered border. Turned out pretty cool, I thought. So gotten really good response from all of you on the panel ideas videos, so I sure hope you're taking me up on those and getting your panels down and doing some interesting things with those. You can adapt anything that I've done. You can adapt to whatever panels you have. And if you need help, just hit me up on email or on Facebook, and I'll try to help you come up with some ideas. Or if you need some measurements or anything like that, I'm available to help you. What else? Is there anything else? Oh, I bound a quilt, the green beans quilt that I got back from being long-armed. I bound and labeled that, so that is a complete quilt. I'm not going to show you that yet. I'm going to do a separate video on some of the quilts once I get them completely finished. And I trimmed a quilt, and that came back from the long armor on Thursday, and I went ahead and trimmed it because I want them sent to me untrimmed, and so I got that trimmed. So I now have 2 more quilts I need to bind and label. So lots to do always, isn't it? But it's exciting getting those back from the long armor. Mary is my long armor, and she is Broken Dishes Quilting Company, and her link is in the description box. And I'll just tell you one thing right here and right now. Because I have not been spending money on fabric this month, I've been able to get 3 quilts long armed. So think about it. You know, take a month off every so often and get your beautiful quilt tops done, because you know, we don't have to keep hoarding fabric. We want finished quilts, don't we? And I'm guilty. I'm #1 guilty person for not completely finishing a quilt for that reason. So save some money and put that money towards your quilt tops getting longer. Okay, let's see what everyone else has done this week. Let me get into the email here. The first one I have is from Anne, and she says, my paper-pieced house did not have anything to do with it, so book cover. Okay, back when we were doing the foundation paper piecing spiraling heart project, there was a practice block in there, and this was the practice block. If you downloaded the pattern and you haven't done it, it's a cute little block. I haven't done it, but it's a little house and a tree and a yard, and there's sky and a sun, and you know, real simple design. So she decided to take her practice block and make a composition notebook cover out of it. How brilliant was that, right? It's otherwise would be an orphan block in amongst all our other orphan blocks. And it looks like she's put some batik around the edges to be able to make it the right size. And she's also done some machine embroidery on there. Very, very nice. I love it. I love it. Anja did a version of Trip Around the World. This was a leader ender project. She used 2.5-inch squares for it. And she said she almost finished it before Jelly Roll Day. She has 4 more tops to finish before she can start a new project. Yes, she does her own quilting and everything. So this is a completely finished quilt. Love the bright colors in there. Those deep, rich pinks and turquoise. I love that. And the lime green is just really sticking out to me. I love it. Jane, she said she was using up some scraps to make this patchwork and hand-quilted pouch for September. It's approximately 13 inches square, and it's an adaptation from the Homespun magazine, a pattern in there, and that's an Australian craft magazine. She says she doesn't know what she'll use it for, but she likes looking at it, and I like looking at it too, because I love all the variety of little patchwork pieces you have in there, and your hand quilting on it is lovely. And then the feature block you have there with the hexagon flowers and the hand embroidery. Love it. Absolutely love it. I would be tempted to add a narrowed strap to that and use that as a little crossbody bag. Yeah, I would. Dolores has some things that she has finished. She has a tie quilt that she did out of fleece. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe she said this was for her granddaughter, who is a nurse. And Dolores was a nurse in her past career as well. So she gave that to her. for her car. And then she also has a fall themed quilt, and it is a panel. I love this. It's a cute little scarecrow fella, and he's holding some pumpkins. There's a basket of apples down there, and the haystack is just so cute. His little hat that's all decorated. And I love how they're incorporating more color into the fall fabrics now. The turquoisey teal color, it really does accent all the oranges and browns that are in the fall quilt fabrics. I love that. And let's see, she also has some book covers. She has made 2, 4, 6, 7 composition book covers, and she's got a wide variety there that she's made up. So when she decided to make hers, she did it en masse. She did all her cutting and everything all at the same time, and just got busy and kind of did the assembly line thing. But you can see there she's used some cave and some tilde, and looks like some figo. There's some train fabric. Some other florals there. I love all of them. Love all of them. I really do. Kayleen has a little quilt here that she did that has a hexagon project. She says, I finished this cow quilt top today. And she says cow because of the black and white. This was my first hexagon project, and it was fun and easy. It will eventually be a gift for my niece. Just need to learn to do some quilting. All I've ever done is straight line quilting, and only on baby size quilts, and I'm not sure if that would look good on this. I think it would. I think it would. As a matter of fact, I thought that's what you had done at first, but you did your hexagons in kind of a strip fashion. So, yeah, you could run some straight lines right across the other direction. You could actually do it diagonal as well. Not exactly diagonal, but you could go diagonal at your hexagons, starting in the corner, and run them both ways. You could do that. Or you could just, practice your meander all over it if you need to practice that. Sun Painted Carol did something out of her wheelhouse. She says, the best part of this quilt is that I used 2 fabrics that I never liked. The sashing and binding was a batik that just sat in my stash because it never worked with any of my bright colored quilts. The burgundy wine border fabric was actually in my donation bag when I realized it would be great for the border and the backing. It's a nice stow size at 61 by 66, and she did not use a pattern because she didn't want to, let's see, I did not use a pattern because I needed to fit the quilt to the fabric I already had, since we're in our fabric fasting in September. Yes. It feels wonderful to be able to start using up fabrics that were just taking up space. I used an overall leaf pattern on my sit-down long arm. This is far from the bright, juicy quilts I usually make, but I'm very happy with the way it turned out. Yeah, it's not your normal thing, but it's a great guy quilt, isn't it? That would make a good Alaska donation quilt if you're so inclined. I love your leaf pattern that you do on there with your sit-down long arm. That turned out really good and goes with the theme. So congratulations for using something out of your box and, in a direction that you weren't expecting to go, but it used up something that you had. Great job. Dee Dee has done a composition book cover that is on fire. Let me just tell you. It's on steroids. It's so cute. Look what she has done. And first of all, I like how she styled it on the mannequin with that beautiful Turkish scarf. Gorgeous. And I'm gonna read what she says about it here, but she's also showing up close some of the things that she did to make this work. She says has a snap closure, a shoulder strap, and a zipper pocket. The D-ring straps, those were a challenge since we need the pockets to hold the book cover. With no better idea, I put a buttonhole the size of the strap in the fold then sewed to the body of the book cover for stability. Now I can record my project, materials needed, add phone, license, and money to pocket, and take it all shopping. No purse needed. Very, very creative. I love this. You just took the whole composition book cover thing to a whole nother level. That's awesome, Dee Dee. And then Susan, she has some pillowcases. She's done half of her 10 pillowcases here. Beautiful colors. Great combinations there. Looks like two sets of them could be pairs. I don't know, any way you look at it, they all kind of go together. So, great. She says when she finishes the other 5 pillowcases, I plan to include them in a gift bag with skincare products. I will take the bags to the local women's shelter. Great idea, Susan. It's very generous of you, and I'm sure it will be greatly appreciated. Great idea. You all are so creative. I just can't stand it this week. You're so creative. And then Victoria, she has pictures of her Autumn Wonders, this here, and she has done cream and tan and blue, kind of like a peacock blue, and then also a turquoisey blue, maybe teal, and then some of her fabrics has a metallic look to it, so that is really cool. Very nice. And then she also has pictures of her Barnstar sampler for this month. Great job. Very good. Deb also has several table runners. The pink table runner, or the purple and pink table runner, used stars left over from a unicorn lap quilt. And the other fall table runner shows the backing, which can also be used as a table runner. So she did 2 table runners with some nice quilting on there. And yes, I see what you mean about the other table runner. You can have the orange and black on one side, or flip it over and have those gorgeous sunflowers showing. So great job. Everybody just did such great work this week, and all of you do every week, honestly. But you just keep wowing me with the composition book covers. Such a simple, plain simple little idea that can just go so many different ways. I thought this one would be really cute for someone who sews, with the measuring stuff on there. That's one of those J. Wecker Fresh fabrics, She Who Sews. So yes, I think that's all I have for you this week, and that was plenty. It was like sensory overload, wasn't it? But we love that. We love that. So let's get busy this weekend and continue with our stash busting. Today is the 29th, so tomorrow's the last day of Stashtember. So let's go out with a bang and just get a whole bunch of stuff done tomorrow, or this whole weekend if you so desire. How much ever time you've got to sew a little bit at least. And then I'll see you all back here on Monday for Monday Quilt Chat. All right, have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon. Bye.